What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. Today is like a vlog style video, but I also have one book review. Let's get started. Okay, let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. The sun is shining. Let me come on in. Anyways, let's just get started. I have to take my kids to the library in a few because they have weekly chess club there. And then while they're doing that, sometimes I try to get a couple games in, but today I'm not because I have a class the same time that they have that. So I'll be like watching them, but I'll be tuned into my class. But because we're going to the library, I'm returning this book that I recently read. Medgar and Merle, Medgar Evers and the Love Story That Awakened America. Returning this bad baby back to the library because I finished it. And I'm just going to give y'all a little book review before we head out. Okay, yeah, we got a couple minutes. Anyways, let's just get started. Medgar and Merle were prominent figures during the civil rights movement. I know everybody probably knows who Medgar Evers is. Merle was his wife. They got married at a she was pretty young. He was 8 years older than her, but they got married. She said that he was her soulmate, and just like every other prominent civil rights leader, he was a target for hateful people. He was a target for people that didn't want the same things that he was fighting for. And this was during the segregated South time, so you can imagine what that looked like. But ultimately, like I said, he is a real life civil rights leader that existed. So I'm pretty sure nothing that I'm gonna say about him is a spoiler because it's just history. But he, after fighting for rights of his people for for a while, he was actually murdered, and like right outside of his home. And so this kind of goes over who Merle and Medgar were, their impact. It's a love story and really, really a tribute and an ode to Merle because the author wanted to pay tribute. So that's what this book is. The author mentioned, first and foremost, it's a love story. It's also very informative. It's very sobering, like when you read about it, because I don't know. I've read several things about Medgar Evers like throughout my life. I rarely see, they mention his wife, but not much from what I've seen. And, it's sad to just think, hear it from the perspective of how Merle felt when she walked out the house and saw her husband right there. And just, the aftermath of that, reconciling that with y'all kids. And there's a chapter in here specifically that really got me. How to be a civil rights widow. That chapter right there was tough. I mean, all of it was tough, but I don't know. And then Medgar Evers got killed before MLK, before Malcolm X. And what this made me think about, based on kind of how the author framed it, they were almost pinning different identities on the widows of the civil rights movement. So Betty Shabazz, Coretta Scott King, and Merle. They were I don't know, they wanted to paint them all in a different light. And by they, I mean the media, in the public light. And so Coretta Scott King was kind of hailed as, poised, and she had the support of the public pretty much. Betty Shabazz was almost isolated and, just seen as being this loner, and she really didn't have all the support that Coretta had. And then you have Merle, who during that time, she was the first and one and only person at that time to have experienced this. So she inevitably was isolated and still trying to figure out how to navigate through that. But throughout time, it kind of shows how the three of them actually formed a relationship and a bond. And it's beautiful because you can just see how the media wants that division. They want to pin people up against each other when really you shouldn't be judging one widow on how they grieve versus other ones. That's not even fair. So I was just thinking dang, Imagine you grieving your husband and everybody else is judging the way that you grieve because, oh, you didn't do it like that wife. She also lost her husband, but she, you know, she was poised. She was this, she was that. And it's just kind of like, can I live? Like, let me be me. So yeah, that's what that was about. This book was very interesting, eye-opening. I did learn a few things that I didn't know before. But yeah, I liked how it was written. I liked what it was about, the subject matter. But these are always hard to read. I know y'all know. They always a hard read just because it's so tragic. It's like, wow, you really, these people really that hateful. They really that hateful. And you just think about like, but then you also think about the lasting impact and legacy based on the people that were like the forerunners of certain movements. So good book if you haven't read it. Very eye-opening. I had some pictures in here, not too many, but they had Medgar Evers in here, him at their wedding, you know, their kids and stuff. Also a picture, I literally just read Giovanni's Room, and they got James Baldwin in here meeting them. Look at Merle at his funeral. Like, come on now. Just, yeah. This was something, y'all. Good book, raw emotions. But if you read this, let me know what you think. I like the book I liked the book, but again, the story was tragic. But I'm glad I read it. I'm glad I picked it up. I'm going to return this bad baby. Hopefully somebody else checks it out and reads it. Because, you know, yeah, that's that. All right, I'm going to grab my stuff, pack in my little bag. What time? I keep looking at the time because I don't want to be late for class. I want to get there, be parked before I have to actually sign in. That's the plan. So let me grab my little bag, pack it up, and then we're gonna head on out the door. we're finito. It's getting kind of dark. Gotta go home and cook dinner. But the one thing I wanted to show, can I get my one book? I did get to check out Madness, Race and Insanity in a Jim Crow Asylum by Antonia Hilton. Very excited to read this. I've only seen good reviews about it. So this was on hold for me at the library. Can't wait to get into this. I'm either gonna read it, I can't remember, but I'll probably read this later on this month. So if you want to hear my review, stick around. Y'all, every time, I'm not gonna lie, every time I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do an actual vlog, it end up being like so short. I'm going to figure out how to do like a legit like hour-long vlog. I don't know, I feel like I don't be doing enough. I need to be doing more. But anyways, that's it, y'all. Let me know if you've read Medgar and Merle. Let me know if you want to read Madness. And do you go to like activities at your library? I feel like we're always here doing something just because. But yeah, that's it, y'all. We'll see you on the next one.